Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for the support. So from the other day, I realized that Lisa Hanna, she is posting some stuff on her page. And people, when I listen to everything that lady is saying, these are the stuff that we here in Jamaica complain about every single day when you think about the patrol, when you think about the NHT. And the more I listen to this lady, I have to wonder, why is she coming out of politics? Because you see, we need more people like her in politics. And when I listened to her, I was like, okay, now I understand. Maybe that's why them not like her really and truly, because of how she think. Because she don't think like a politician when you listen to her. Every month you have persons complaining about the money that is coming out of their salary for NHT. And sometimes you put in an application 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And when you're supposed to get the benefit, they want to give you 1 7 million, and there is nowhere in Jamaica you can get a nice house to buy for 7 million. When you check out the house prices, 14, 15, 16, 18, 20 odd, 30 odd million. That is what you're getting. But yet still, you have persons that pay the NHT for years and they have no benefit. So when I was listening, I was like, yes. And I just hope, I wish she should just stay in her politics. And because you see, people like her can make a difference in this country. And it is such a pity. It seems like she's not given the support or whatsoever. I don't even know. But it's such a pity. We need more people like her to be in position where they understand what the people have to go through every single day so they can do something. When you look at her articles that she published, when you sit and you have to just smile, because here you have someone who really and truly understand what we're complaining about every single day. So people, you can just listen to what you have to say now, about the National Housing Trust. And this is something that I know that majority of the persons living in Jamaica, this is what we are saying. This is the problem that we have. We contribute, but guess what? We not get no house. And when you do get one, you have to team up with somebody, double up, you have to go to one bank, go take more money or something like that.
So have you ever paid for something and then when you get home, you remember that you left it at the store? And then when you think, let me go back and pick it up, you're like, boy, it's just so far away and I can't be bothered. Well, that's how most Jamaicans feel every month after they pay their National Housing Trust, knowing full well that they're paying for this thing, but that the opportunity or even trying to access a loan from the NHT or even an NHT home they just can't be bothered. Because by the time they overcome certainly all the hurdles to get something from the NHT, them both broke and them tired. So earlier this year, I wrote an article on the National Housing Trust entitled Building Cash, Not Housing, which discussed the basis of the NHT's inadequate performance. Yeah, inadequate, and I'm going to step on some corns here, but it's fine. So simply put, the mandate of the National Housing Trust was established in 1976, and it was a brilliant idea by then Prime Minister Michael Manley to provide affordable housing to most of our populace. And funding this entity came from a 2% tax from Jamaican employees and a 3% tax from every Jamaican employer. But nearly 50 years later, the data that I've looked through suggests that the NHT has been quite inefficient and ineffective in delivering its mandate. And I want you to stay with me because I'm going to quote some statistics and you need to just pay attention. Now, according to the Ministry of Finance and Planning, for the financial year ending 2024, the NHT collected in income Jamaican $43 billion in income. Yeah, that's what it collected in income. And here's what they spent in their operating expenses. They spent close to $13 billion, actually $12.946 billion in operating the entity. Now, these figures are shocking, and when I saw them, it blew my mind, as the average number of housing completions by the National Housing Trust from 2018 to 2022 is only 2,157 per annum annually. And you can check the Economic and Social Survey of Jamaica for 2022 to see some of those stats further. Included in these figures that I looked at, the housing, NHT says, yeah, it does some housing completions, and those were what they did in 2022. But they do other things like build on your own land, lot solutions. They talk about guaranteed purchase programs. They do individual loan solutions. They do joint ventures, and they do NHT project solutions. But what is clear is that not all of these solutions stated by them are actually livable, finished dwellings. Moreover, based on the administrative costs, you see, when a homeowner even gets a mortgage loan of approximately $12 million from the NHT, half of the money comprises the organization administrative costs. That's about 50% of that money when you aggregate everything. Now, when you look at the NHT's accounts, they generated a surplus of $21.8 billion for the financial year 2023-2024. Now, with an employed labor force in Jamaica of about 1.27 million people, the NHT is delivering less than 0.18% of houses or housing completions for our working population. 0.18% of houses or housing completions. So the truth is, instead of building houses for our people, the NHT is actually taking a percentage of workers' and employers' salaries to build cash in the bank. And this approach by the NHT is untenable and contrary to its original mission. Yet each year, they embark on what I call a promotional display of misinformation, because they reported to Parliament earlier this year that they intend to start about 15,000 new housing solutions for this financial year. And when I heard it, when I read it, I said, this must be imagined. Because in the same report that they say this, they reported that they delivered only 1,627 solutions for 2023, and they've never exceeded 2,700 solutions annually since 2018. And go and check the Jamaica Public Bodies report of 2024 to 2025 to see that information. And I should also mention that these small, unimpressive deliverable statistics come with NHT executives making substantial salaries. Over 13 of their executives are earning above $16 million in annual salaries. The managing director is earning $34.2 million. The finance director, $22 million. The construction and development director, $21.6 million. The corporate services person is earning $22.1 million. The SGM customer relations person is $22.79 million. And the GM for the company secretariat is $19.4 million. And you can just pull up the National Housing Trust 2023 annual report to look at those salary structures. So the executive salaries alone by these executives represent over $122,000 per unit they delivered on average from 2018 to 2022, and over $161,000 per unit for the 1,627 they reported to deliver in the last financial year. Now, it blows my mind because I say, well, other countries, their national social housing programs actually, give their people houses. And it's a far more effective program that they have. And I know people don't like when you use Singapore as a basis point for judging Jamaica, but let me use them, and here's why. They have a vision because they say owning a home is a public housing is a right for every one of their citizens. It's enshrined in their policy. And so for their population of 5.6 million in Singapore, their social housing has delivered over 1 million units spread across close to 25 towns and 3 estates, giving a home to over 80% of Singapore's resident population. Because their government says, look, we have a mandate because it is a right of their citizens to own somewhere and to have a roof over their head. And it is their mandate to provide housing. And they look at the whole spectrum of needs for the optimal living of their citizen, including the environment, including the continual process to create an innovative and sustainable community or communities. And it's an ongoing process for them. And when I looked at the public housing board reports of Singapore, I want us to start paying attention this way, right? Because nothing creates more value in an economy than agriculture and construction. And this is what I believe. So in addition to providing much needed housing and improving the dignity of home ownerships, it would grow the economy and give all Jamaicans a sense of peace. Because guess what? You see, when a Jamaican owns somewhere, they can pass it down to the generations coming behind them. There's nothing better than someone knowing and having peace of mind that they have a roof over their head, that they can turn their own key because they own it. And let me tell you something. It is your mandate to make sure that every single Jamaican who pays their National Housing Trust actually has somewhere. You should be out there tapping into every Jamaican and saying, come and let me show you how you can own somewhere. That's your mandate, NHT. That's what we pay you to do. That is why it is young people who are trying to own a home, domestic helpers who throw them little money once a week, right? Their employees might not pay for it for them, but they do it. And them can't own somewhere in this day and age. And you have all of these special programs. I've met too many people who tell me all the different things that they have to go through. You shouldn't be operating like a commercial bank. That's not your mandate. Your mandate is a national social housing program, but you've lost the way. And so I'm hoping that you will find, the NHT will find this moment to start listening again, acting with courage to do things differently. And yeah, if you want to go back and read some of the articles that I've written on housing and given solutions, do that. You can click the link. I've been writing them for over 3 years. But I want the NHT to hear what I'm saying. Because the time is now. You have too many Jamaicans that are there that cannot afford homes. And it is your mandate, not private contractors. It is your mandate to make sure that they can own a home. That's what you were established to do in 1976. And so I look forward to more housing completions by you, not starts, for this financial year.